I want to commit myself and do that assurance to this House. Madam Speaker, involvement in the Somali peace efforts have facilitated the delivery of humanitarian aid, hence alleviating the plight of thousands of Somalis, enabled many refugees and internally displaced people to return to their homes. Above all, there have been progress in the restoration of state institutions in Somalia. Madam Speaker, key UN agencies use our ports and they supply humanitarian assistance to Somalia. And one of the achievements of ATMIS and also Kenya Defense Forces was to open up the main supply routes, was to make sure that civilians, affected civilians within the Somali nation access the UN and the humanitarian assistance free of disruption by the terror group. On the diplomatic front, Madam Speaker, our participation has strengthened, has created a very strong diplomatic ties with our colleagues, the troop contributing countries, and Somalia and all the other international partners for the first time. Madam Speaker, of course, KDF, by being part of a multinational force, and we did this in many, many countries, from Kosovo to Yugoslavia to Namibia to Rwanda to Somalia now. Our police are going to Haiti. This gives us more experience, more understanding, and create a better training and doctrine for our forces. Fostering peace and stability in Somalia, we are also contributing to the achievement of the regional and global development goals, including the Africa Union Agenda 2063, which aims to silence guns, a major challenge in the Horn of Africa, and the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals. Madam Chair, the last question was, are there plans for withdrawal of Kenyan troops from ATMIS? And if so, could the CS indicate the timeline? Madam Speaker, the decision, let me first make it, there are no Kenyan Defense Forces in Somalia. There are Kenyan Defense Forces serving under ATMIS through the Africa Union Peace and Security Council and with the approval of the United Nations Security Council. So the decision for Kenyan troops to exit from Somalia depends on several factors, including the progress of ATMIS mandate and the prevailing security and political conditions in Somalia. Our commitment, Madam Speaker, has always been towards the realization of peace, stability, and sustainable development in Somalia and in the whole region for the benefit of Kenya and the region. Madam Speaker, the ATMIS mandate is guided by African Union because I said Kenya Defense Forces, they serve under ATMIS. So this mandate is guided by two arms, the African Union and the United Nations Security Council resolutions, focusing with the primary objective of reducing the threat posed by Al-Shabaab and other armed groups, enabling the handing over of security responsibilities to the Somali security forces, and assisting them in creating a secure environment for the political process in Somalia at all levels to make meaningful achievement. But in the meantime, Madam Speaker, I want to report that under the guidance of the United Nations Security Council, currently there is an ongoing ATMIS drawdown strategy, which aims to gradually transfer security responsibilities to the Somali security forces under what is known as the Somalia Transition Plan. Kenya, alongside our other contributing partners and international colleagues, is actively, Madam Speaker, engaged in Somali security forces capacity building to ensure that there is a smooth transition. So already there is a phase out or a drawdown of troops beginning April last year, and that drawdown will end in December of 2024. The last troops are supposed to leave Somalia in 2024 as per the Africa Union and United Nations Security Council resolution and plan. Already phase 1 of the drawdown has been completed, where a total of 2,000 ATMIS forces have exited. And these 2,400 are from Kenya, 400 are from Uganda, 400 are from Ethiopia, 400 are from 600 are from Burundi, and 200, I think 150 is also from Djibouti, who are mainly in one of the sectors. So already 2,000 have exited, with Kenya drawing down 400, and this was completed in the month of June of this year. And what we did, Madam Speaker, for House to know, we were very strategic on which FOB to close, because we wanted to make sure that when we exit from that FOB, we didn't want Al-Shabaab to take that FOB the next. So we exited from an FOB, is 400 men and women, from an FOB which is across the border on the Wajir-Somalia border, and which, in our opinion, was about 7-kilometer distance from our base inside Kenya in Wajir. And I want to report today that 24/7 we monitor that FOB that we have closed as part of the drawdown to make sure Al-Shabaab do not occupy. We have told the Somalian security forces to occupy, but our interest is to make sure Al-Shabaab can never be our neighbors within 7 kilometers. Subsequently, Madam Speaker, phase 2 of the drawdown of the ATMIS forces, which KDF is part, was initially again planned for 30th of September of this year. And we are ready. We are supposed to withdraw 600 ourselves as KDF. However, this has been technically paused